draft between those two teams. The maps that each team banned was Dust by Finland, Suomi, and Colosseum by TyRanT, which is interesting. The thing is, first, someone from TyRanT, I believe Viper, banned the Koreans. They don't want this to play against the Koreans. He proceeded to choose the Malians, and the Max chose Berber and Indian. So all those three civilizations have strong camels, strong economies. It totally makes sense in my opinion. Later, TyRanT proceeded to choose the Mayans, Aztecs, so Meso civilizations. Huns and Mongols by the Max for the Finland team. Chinese and Burmese by TyRanT, interesting as well. I wouldn't expect Chinese that high. They're probably thinking of steppe for having Chinese, Mayans. Probably they are thinking of using it in the steppe map. Now Malay really soon by Finland team, interesting, and Britons. And now what to expect from TyRanT? Franks and Slavs, of course the Slavs. Followed by the Incas, those are the top civilizations, and let's go straight to the end, and Goths and Vietnamese are the ones picked last, and I'm not surprised that those civilizations here are the ones without economical bonus. So you cannot put some great play by using one of those. They have nothing special in economy. No, if I do the casting with the music, YouTube will just strike my video later. And Twitch will even erase the audio if I'm not fast enough to download the video, so there's no use. It's not the public domain, those music, so I don't care. Just was listening, won't use it for the casting. Anyway, those are the civilizations. A lot of different civilizations, but fact is, almost everything likes to pick the Indians and the Malians, also the Mayans as first picks. I can see Mayans and Malians working really good together. The Mayans with the archers, Malians with a lot of knights or camels, Indians as well might be strong as fuck with the camels. So let's see how those guys are going to play. One thing that I remember about Finland is that they are not experts at Arabia, and when I say this, I'm not saying that they are not good. They are really good, but in Arabia like maps, I remember that we beat them in the two series. We ended up losing games like Migration, Iceland, Black Forest by a good margin in favor of Finland. But the ones that were more closer to Arabia, we Brazil eventually won. They doesn't seem to be so comfortable. And another thing that shows this is that they banned the Dust, which is a really dry Arabia, really open map. And TyRanT banned the Colosseum. So I don't know what to think about this. I tend to believe that Finland is not playing in their most comfortable setting, but they joined this tournament, they are on the semifinals, they eliminated the other team, so they must be confident and they must trust their own skills. So let's see how the game will go, starting from the first one. Well, no surprise, the first game is Arabia. Let's first cast the players and the civilizations. Player with the color 1 and the civilization Japanese, we have Zapi. Japanese are great to play in Arabia on the wing because they can do really strong rush, they can have good mana farm, their economical bonus from the beginning can allow them to go for a good economy to the feudal age or to make a strong dark age rush, so makes sense, and he is in an excellent spot to do so. He is in the wing and he has a good map. I can see all the resources close together. There's this one hill in his front that might be a problem, so if he just build in front of this hill, it won't be a problem for him but for his enemies. So the key play here for Zuppy is to dominate this hill and call it his own hill. Going for the pocket, in the pocket position we have the Max. The Max, in my opinion, is the best player of Finland, and he is playing with the Indians, which have great camels. The only weakness of the Indians, in my opinion, is not having the knights, because if the Max has to play against a big group of crossbows, for example, even if his ally also has crossbow, the knights from enemy will absorb more of the arrows than his camels. The camels have an extra armor, but that's not enough to fight massed crossbows, so massed crossbows would be his weakness, and economy and camel would be his strength. And on the right side we have Villes playing with the Huns. The Huns were dominating Civ for many years, and I believe that he can do a really good job. He can go for archers, he can go for scouts. On Castle Age he can stay crossbowmen, he can go for cav archers, he can try to go for knights. He has fast units, cheap units, good economy since he doesn't have need to make houses, and we want to see how he's going to play. Now for the Tyrant team, brief presentation, not that it needs, but on color 3 we have Doubt. Most important than that, there is the fact that he's using the Mayans, the second pick of Tyrant, so there is an important civilization in Tyrant thinking, and they gave it to Doubt to use it here on Arabia, and the Mayans are known for having a good economy, but especially cheap archers and strong archers on Imperial diplomat archers. On Pocket here we have Tyrant new member Tato, the Spanish guy who happens to be playing with the Malians, which were the first pick of Tyrant. So Tyrant is burning two of their first picks here, Mayans and Malians. They are betting a lot on this game, and the Malians can, since they have a great economy, they can play well on the wing with good men at arms, strong economy, good to push because they have cheaper ranges and cheaper everything that costs wood, but they are also a great civilization for Pocket because they can make knights, they can make camels, they have the Farimba for the Imperial Age, and of course, the most important, they have the great economy, which will allow them to play really well. The map of Tato is also good. He's already building in front of his TC, probably in an attempt to protect himself. His gold is close to the TC, his wood is also easy to wall, so he can defend well this map if he needs. And to finish the lineup here, we have the Viper playing with the Franks. I see that he has the front gold, his woods are a bit shallow here. He's a bit open, so the biggest challenge here, in my opinion, is for both the Viper and Villes to defend their maps. Villes' map seems a bit easier to defend, to wall, than the Viper's, so the challenge here is for the Viper to defend his map. Zuppy is building here on the hill. If I were him, I would build slightly in front of the hill, so he could have all the archers always behind it. And let's see what's going on. Now that we have been presented to the players and the civilizations and what might happen, we can see Zuppy here walling. I don't like these walls, to be honest. A big part of the hill is outside, so his enemies could position ranged units here and he wouldn't be able to defend from the high ground. But that's just my opinion. He's going to attack Doubt with a Drush. Doubt has two archer ranges. He's trying to make a house here and probably a few walls to defend himself. He's walling in the front as well. He has a good number of sheep, of goat actually, to take. Let's see how this will go. The max is going pop 20 for scouts. Indian economical bonus of the villagers is really a great one and also allow him to be fast. He's doing the same time that a player will do with the Mongols, and his scouts are going to be really fast because he also has the bonus from the Huns for his stables. And Villes is also going for men-at-arms because he hasn't shown yet his militia, and he's taking gold with the villagers. so he wants to attack the Viper with man-at-arms. The Viper is trying to wall here on the from the middle, but still he is open on the right side, so I still think he has a bad map for defending. Doubt is trying to finish a team wall here together with Tato, but he managed to miss a bit his timing, and he is being attacked by a rush of Zuppy, which might slow his economy a bit, so that's not the best situation for Doubt. The Max is making the stable, Vilez is already sending his militia, he is getting the Viper making the barracks, so the Viper will have some difficulties even to build the stable here. He's quick walling his wood, and the offensive play of Vilez might be a great helper here in this situation. The Viper is trying to go for scouts. Remember that Frank scouts have these extra hit points, which kind of works like a half bloodlines, which is really nice. Still, it takes time to build the scouts, and while he does so, his economy is being a mess here. His villagers are not getting the resources in the most optimal way, and while doing this, Vilez is already trying to wall himself, switching to ranged units. Zup is also doing a good time for feudal, and from what I can see from his economy, he's going to go archers. Doubt only now making his first ranged unit, his first archer range actually, and being rushed. So we have two players from TyRanT being attacked, Tato and the Max mirroring each other's strategies by going scout, and Tato seems to be in a more comfortable position. He is finishing his walls, so he will be safe to play in whatever way he wants. The Viper is in some trouble here, and the Max is just messing scouts on the middle. 5 scouts, 6 to 1 coming, so at least 6 scouts, and he is doing a huge palisade wall here. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this palisade wall, because it will cost a lot, it won't hold enemies on castle age. The only use of this palisade wall is to stop scouts and maybe weaker or small armies from feudal here. He's walling, Vilez is changing into archers, the Viper is in a bad situation here. But now he just has the number of scouts and spearmen to kill this man-at-arms with no trouble, and even Tato is here trying to help him. The one in more trouble right now is Doubt, because the Drush is still here trying to make damage on him, and the Max is also coming to join the party. Let's see. I don't think Doubt can kill those scouts before they get hit to his wood, but the Max just GB. Damn it. Lucky Doubt. 6 scouts from the Max going for the wheelbarrow. He's finishing the wall, so he's fully walled. He will just be safe from the raidings of the Viper and Tato, which is quite something since there are at least 11 scouts here running in this area of the map. Vilez is trying to finish another wall to protect his wood, and he is just messing archers. I agree with his decision. If he goes out right now, he might be raided or even his armed killed, so he's just messing for now. Doubt finished his palisade wall, team wall actually with Tato, so those two will have to play good together. Let's see what will happen from here. People trying to raid the Max, but they won't be able to do so. The Viper trying to find a spot to kill some villagers from Vilez, who is defending really well, adding lots of walls here, messing archers. Look at this labyrinth that he's doing. Both the scouts are eventually in. Oh, but they are not going to take anything from here. The Max and Tato are going castle almost in the same time, and with the same population. That's great. Those two pocket civilizations are really similar one to each other. One to another, actually. Doubt has a good number of archers right now, and he is coming to attack. Now everyone from TyRanT is here trying to attack Zuppy. They are attacking the archer range. Zuppy is trying to defend Ooh, Doubt's going Castle first and Zuppy. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how Zup is not going first because Doubt economy was a big mess. That's a great macro. Oh, and market use. That's why Doubt went first. He used the market and bought some food. Clever. The Max is making a town center to protect his gold. If Doubt finishes, if Doubt comes here before he finishes this town center, he will be in a big trouble. Oh my god. Doubt saw, the guys just saw, he's not finishing this town center. This is going to be bad for the Max. 2 villagers down and players might be able to kill more if they join his base. He's trying to come with more units. That's a bad position and Dunga TV is following me. Welcome Dunga TV. The Max now bringing light cavalry with +2 defense and camels. With this army he might be able to take down all the archers since he has the +2 and the archers are not yet on castle, but Doubt is now castle age, so if he has time to upgrade his crossbows this will be really bad for the Max. And while the Max is having to deal with these armies here, Tato, who's fully walled with a better map, already have 3 TCs and is booming, so bad situation for Thailand right now. I guess that Zuppy did the rush, but he was a bit late in order to both mass archers and go castle. Actually, he was not late, Doubt was really fast. He's in a good time and with a good amount of archers, I don't know. And he is both defending here with a few archers and send the others to help the Max, who try to pick the fight, but as I said, massed crossbows are a problem for Indian player. The camels are not that strong. In the other side, let's not forget that, oh my god, look at this. The Viper did some really creative defense here. He invested a lot on towers. He has 4 towers defending his wood and gold. He made a double palisade wall here on the right side. So a lot of investments here in order to secure a bit his base from Villes, and he did well because Villes has a big number of crossbows. If the Viper hadn't made this, he would be in a bad position. Now Zup trying to take on Doubt here. Doubt coming to attack with crossbows, Zup returning with his. I believe that Zup needs to always get this high ground. He should have made those walls a bit forward, so this hill would be his forever, but still he has the army on the high ground and is giving Doubt a bad time. Doubt has only 2 town centers for now and is making archers, so no 3 TCs yet. Zuppy now making 2 TCs and they are killing this army from Doubt. So the only problem that Thailand has now is that Tato opened a small villager advantage against the Max, and since he's fully walled he has more freedom to raid. In the other side though, TyRanT is in a bad position because even trying to go for knights, the Viper doesn't have the numbers that he needs to kill Villes, who is making a switch into Cav archers. He's 3 TC, he has the ballistic, he has a big pack of units, he has palisade walls to make it difficult for the Viper to raid. That's a bet. And Sig Workshop coming for Zuppy. I don't know what he's thinking, but he will have problems since Tato is here with knights, and different from the Max, he has knights, and knights are a problem to crossbows because his full pack is not here. His army is divided, Doubt knows, Tato knows. If those guys have cartography, Zuppy just lost all the archers here. And I believe they do. Doubt has, Tato has. 2 of the TyRanT players have cartography, so I can... yeah, this would happen. There was nothing to do. Now Zuppy is joining his other crossbows here and might be able to save a few of his second army, but as I said in the beginning, Leaving this hill for the enemy is a big mistake because right now Doubt and Tato can just put pressure using this hill. If the hill was in the hands of Zuppy, those views wouldn't be running, wouldn't be dying, and he would be killing all those units from the high ground. The Max is coming with his camos to help. On the other side, Vilez is booming 3 TCs but he's not finding anywhere to raid in the Viper's economy. And the Viper is trying to do something with a few mangonels. Now Zup show his numbers, the Max helping, and he is getting okay. The Max is catching up on the villager difference here that Tato opened it. Only problem here is that Tato is adding more stables. He will probably force a lot of knights. And the Max, I don't know. Well, actually that's not a problem. Game is still really undecided. I just think that people should work more with Liz. He has a lot of potential here to kill things. Now the Viper's trying to make a push on him. Tato is getting his arm gathered on the middle. Same for Doubt. So both Doubt and Tato are gathering in the middle. They are either going to Vilez or the Max. It seems to me that the Max is moving. He's going to help Vilez. This was a really bold move by the Viper. He is using the mangonels to open some advantage here over Vilez in order to make this forward caster. And if he does so, he's going to get the 2 golds from Vilez that are forward and control them. If the Viper succeeds on this castle, he pretty much fucked a lot with Vilez. This was really unexpected. That's a good move. The only problem is that the Max has the camels here, and this doesn't look like a good fight for the Viper. Vilez can totally focus on the villagers because the Max has camels enough to fight with Viper. Now Vilez is killing lots of villagers. This is really bad for the Viper. His villager count is really low. There's a 10 villager advantage and 1 TC more for Vilez. The army from the Viper just got killed, his castle denied. That's not good. But Zuppy is doing some really different or weird move, let's call it. He's trying to attack Doubt, who's defending with mangonels only, because all his army is here. And oh my god, Tato is abusing of the fact that the Max is far to kill his TC. And the Max won't be able to defend this. He won't be able to defend. Oh my god. Yep. Oh, yep. Overlay, guys. Sorry. I guess you are watching this in a small screen, huh? Not anymore. We watched a big part of the game in the small screen, but you didn't lost any of the commentary. This is a really bad situation for the Max. He was getting closer and closer to Tato. The advantage was in favor of Finland, but having to double on the Viper leave the Max totally open, and this is a really bad spot in his gold. And Tato, abusing of this bad spot, killed his town center. There's a huge pack of crossbows from Doubt. He's giving all the necessary support, and the Max will lose even more villagers right now, guys. There's nothing to do. He's going to lose the villagers. No matter if he tries to kill his army or even if he wins against this army, the damage is already done. And now Tato is massing more knights here, and he's probably coming to kill Vilez. The Viper did a defensive castle, and he might even try to finish this castle, in my opinion. He just needs a saboteur here to kill this wall and send a villager or some siege. Oh, here's the saboteur, you see? He can break this wall and pass the villagers here. But that won't make much of a difference because the problem is that the Max is dead and Zuppy is really not in his best. Doubt is making all the difference with his crossbows, and Zuppy just seems kind of lost with 46 military. The Max lost 2 town centers. He also lost like something close to 40 villagers because he was supposed to have close to 90 villagers, the same as Tato. Now he's adding more town centers, he's trying to boom back, but this is really bad because now Zuppi won't be able to kill out. He doesn't have units strong enough to fight against Tato and out alone. And Tato has a big number of knights. He's even killing Vilez here together with the Viper. This is really bad. In my personal opinion, the problem here is that Vilez had a big army, but he wasn't attacking. If he and the Max had made a move to attack Tato together, maybe then TyRanT wouldn't be able to come here. Or even if Zuppi worked together with the Max, if they were attacking, he wouldn't be attacked. Now, with Zuppi's help, he's going to clean the army from Doubt and Tato, but the advantage is still in favor of TyRanT, guys. So, really bad. Really bad. Even worse than my overlay, you know? Even worse. Vilez is pretty dead, and by losing these spots to the Viper Castle, he just lost the control over his gold. So even if the Viper has only 2 town centers, 3 right now, he just won a spot for his team that won't allow Vilez to get more gold. So he won't have gold to fight in the next stages of the game. So this will put him over. The Viper just annihilated Vilez. The Max just got really fucked up by Tato and Doubt, who are both going Imperial and both massing more knights and more crossbows. And Doubt now is trying to switch into plumed archers. He already has this castle. Zuppi is doing a lot of crossbows here, trying to make a forward castle, but I don't know how Zuppi is going to deal if Tato tries to double on him, because with arbalests against arbalests and knights, this is not going to end good. And either so, the Max is in a bad position because he has to run to recover, but his allies are not in a good position. I don't think that Finland is going to stand for much more time here. The advantage is big. Doubt trying to push, but he was repelled. Tato making Cavalier, making the upgrade, making a forward castle. This forward castle here can be really useful. He can either go for trebuchets to help, he can go for the Farimba. He can use this in lots of ways. The Viper now booming 40C, getting all the gold that was supposed to belong to Vilez. I don't know how Vilez will try to play. One option that I can see here would be for him to try to go trebuchets and halberdiers, because the Viper has no counter for this right now, and the cav archers that he has are more than enough to counter a few throwing axemen that are the only fast option. But look at this movement by Tato. He's trying to make a forward castle here that will block this gold from the Max. This is a really bad map, and he is getting fucked badly here. With this movement, he will be able even to keep attacking the main gold from the Max, who's not even closer to go up. Now he will go up, but he's not in a good position. Zuppi is pushing, but this push is going to end soon. All it needs is Tato to send all those cavaliers here already with the Farimba, which means that they are a lot stronger than just regular ones. And this is bad. There's no one to save the Max. Vilez is trying to go, as I said, for the halberdiers. The only problem is that this is really predictable. So the Viper is already on Imperial, he's going for cavaliers. The halberdiers could work, but if Doubt manages to save a few plumed archers and send to the other side, game's pretty much over in both. Zuppy just lost all his army. I didn't even need to see because this was supposed to happen. And now he will be raided by Tato, it seems. Ooh, the cavaliers are inside. And Thailand calls for the GG. This was really bad, really bad. I guess that the most strategical move here was made by the Viper by forcing his castle here over Vilez. Vilez felt pressure and had to count with the max help, and while doing so, Zuppy was trying to attack a few houses alone while the max got doubled, so I guess that Zuppy, not following Daut and not realizing that Daut had a full pack of crossbows moving towards the max, really fucked with him. Another criticism of mine is that the max should have added like a minimum of 4 stables really earlier to spam camels in the same manner that Tato spammed knights with these stables here. Anyway, 1-0 for TyRanT. Enjoyable game. In your opinion, who's the favorite for the grand final at the moment? Well, at the moment, of course, it would be a Aftermath. Because they won against everything and they won their semi-final games against SY by 3-0. I think that Daut and Tato did exactly what they were supposed to do, because if the max went Imperial together with Tato, the Imperial camels, those dudes could extend the arbalests, even the plumed archers, and they would have no easy counters. So if TyRanT didn't force the game for a Castle Age approach, they would be really fucked in the Imperial. So it was kind of expected that they would try to force it, but Finland didn't react in the way that I expected, at least. So second game here, the map is Donut, is this one that you can wall on the sides with the help of a duck and try to go for booming or men-at-arms and towers forward or anything like this. Basically, we have the Max here playing with the Malay, we have Velez as pocket playing with the Italians, and Rubenstock playing with the Celts. Infantry civs, booming civilizations, interesting civilizations. Doubt's playing with the Burmese. The Burmese are really strong. Tato as pocket has the Teutons. Teutons are great. They can use paladins, they can use signature and infantry, they can use gunpowder. So they are really flexible, but I feel like I don't know. It depends on the Viper's civ. The Viper is Aztec. So I believe he will play as a horseman civilization. He will probably focus on knights and later paladins, or just boom into paladins. The Viper is rushing here, that's great. The Aztec rush is a really strong one. Rubenstock trying to defend, now bringing even a few villagers to defend. The Max eventually walled after going for a rush. Really similar approach here, and the map is kinda weird, huh? The Max base goes all this way towards the Viper. Really interesting. I wouldn't expect this. The Viper trying to wall. Now Rubenstock trying to wall with the Celts. Tato going for market and blacksmith, so he is just booming into paladins. In the other side we have Velez with the Italians, and this can be tricky. Italians are good. I don't know what he's going to do, but in my opinion, if Velez uses the Geno's crossbowman, he can stop most of the weapons that the Burmese have. and also the Teuton. Celtic Aztec is a classic fight from Black Forest. I don't know who's the favorite. And Malay against Burmese is really tricky. One has strong units, the other one has really cheap units. Galley here from Doubt. Fire Galley from the Max. Really mirror game. The Viper also making the same move. He is making a monastery, so maybe he will try to bother Rubenstock with a few monks. While everyone's doing this, Tato and Villes are both just booming. Tato now going for his 4th TC. Teuton farms being put to use here. I don't get what Doubt's doing. 2 TC boom for now. 3 TCs here for the max. And yep, indeed Viper is going for the monks. He's converting even a few ships. And while Rubenstock's trying to boom 3 TC, the Viper is making siege and he wants to annoy him. They are defending. I'm really curious to see what will be the approach from the Max using the Malay. Title 40 Cs. Interesting. People is actually slinging the max. Really? Rubenstock is buying stone to make a defensive castle. The Max is receiving a few small sling from Villes. Rubenstock being pushed by the Viper, who is trying also to boom with 3 TCs right now. But is not a champion at booming. And Tato fully boomed. Castle here for the Max. It's his 2nd castle. He's almost on at Imperial Age. This might give Doubt a problem because Burmese are indeed a powerhouse, but they need time to get that strong. And Tato is going to the other side, so I don't know how this will go. Probably not so good. The Max coming to make stables on the side of Rubenstock. Just made the conscription. Rubenstock defending himself the way he can. Tato Imperial now, with a really strong lineup and adding lots of stables. And Bane Doubt here, going for archery ranges. I don't know what his plan is with those. He's going for elite skirmishers, interesting. The Max is going to attack the Viper with the elite Karambits here. Quite funny. Stables here for the Max, and he's going for elephants. So his combination is elephants and elite Karambits. Slinged, of course. The Max doing a strong army, upgrading all the elephants and the Karambits. The Viper returning the monks, and Tato might just join the Max base here. That's not good. The Viper deleted the wall, and yep, he is inside the Max base. And the Max has a big number of slow army on the right side. Doubt being raided, trying to defend himself. Tato now with the Paladins will do his first move. 33 minutes, and those guys are more like analyzing each other. Here comes Tato in order to save Doubt. Doubt hold the first wave, is now holding the second one. Elephants ready for the combat. The Viper bringing his monks. I run by in those woods. Ooh, what a pan. And the Viper even bringing onagers, so Phyland is being attacked lots here. Sig workshops by Rubenstock. Tato just messing here, but I don't know how the Max will stop all those guys by himself. Elite Battle Elephant upgrade, so maybe his plan is to push on the Viper side. With the help of Rubenstock, this can work. It actually has to work in order for Phyland to have a chance. Tato coming to help. The Viper trying to do a few walls using his onagers. A few monks converting. And castle attempt here by Tato. Doubt annoying the Max here, using the woods. The Max trying to go for those guys. Fillets just slinging? Really? Doubt now bringing more trebuchets. He has the elite upgrades. But on the right side, Tyrant seems to be at problem with all those elephants here. Well, things are not going to evolve on the outside. The Viper doing his best to convert a few units here. Rude is sending more and more halberdiers. I want to see what the Max will do after Doubt kills this castle here. But they are pressuring on the Viper side. Even some attempts to make a little tonight here by Tato. Sigonagers here, trying to counter a few iron by, and failing badly. Vilez finally going to Imperial. He might join the fight. That's a really undecided game. But I just feel like Finan knows what they are doing. The Viper doing a great job here with the monks. But now Ruben's dog is bringing Ravy Scorpions. Trade seems to be not optimal by both teams. doubtfully trusting the power of the Iron Buy, and it's doing a good job. The Max is spamming elephants. And Viper and Tato are waiting for them with pikemen, elite Teutonites, lots of monks, and even sick onager. Ruben stock spamming a few siege here to help against the Iron Buy. In the other side, Viper is trying to convert the onagers. That was a good move. And guys, I will get a glass of water for me. I'm almost sleeping, to be honest.
Apa syasananya Baginda? Yasa Kuka Baginda. Apa syasananya Baginda? Yasa Kuka Baginda. Apa syasananya Baginda? Siap.
Well, by the way game was going, I was sure I couldn't just make this break without losing much. And what's happening here? The Max with the elephant and the Karambits trying to overcome all these units here. That's a great combination of the Viper. Look at this fight. Karambits against Teutonites. That's even beautiful to see. Battle elephants still attacking. I just feel like Ruben's stock is not doing enough siege. I would like to see lots of SIGRANTs here, which would be more difficult for the Viper to convert. And Arbalests now from Villaise, and this can be a game changer because with the Arbalests he can kill most of the units. He can kill the Teutonites, he can kill the monks. Ooh. You see, here for example, if Ruben's stock was doing lots of runs, he could wipe out all this region here and get to the markets. But he is trying to get to the markets with a few halberdiers, which is quite impressive. And hey, if you're watching this, this is the part 2 of a casting that I started one of those days. This probably doesn't make so much sense if you're catching it on Twitch, but if you're catching this on YouTube, the videos are pretty much joined together, and I was casting the series between TyRanT and Finland. And what was going on here is that the first game TyRanT won, and for the second one we were having an hour-long game between those two players. And just to put things back in perspective, Rubenstock Celt is trying to push on the right with Siege and Halberdiers, the Celt combo, being supported by a few Arbalests from Velez. In the left side, the Slinged and huge powerhouse of Finland, the Max, is trying to advance multiple times against the Arambice of Doubt or against the Viper because he can have access to attack any of those guys. But Doubt is successfully defending with his Arambice. Howler Monk is asking something. No, I just did a big mess and didn't see a message yesterday, but it's solved, so everything is just right now. But it was scary at the moment because I was supposed to do something like half an hour before and I just forgot to look at the phone while I was playing. Anyway, getting back here to the game, now we are getting started. Still Sunday morning for me, so I'm a bit slow, but let's have a watch on this game. Tato, playing with the Teutons, is mostly doing damage using the Elite Teutonites and a few Gravity Demolition ship that he's doing on those ducks. He's also supporting his allies with gold, like you see he tributing to the Viper, and Velez is the one that is linked by most of the game, so he has a really solid economy. Finland is struggling a bit now with their trade, but they are working this out. The Max is using even the weakest units at 2 HP life. Karambit can kill one of the strongest one, the Sig Onager. That's funny. And the Max, you can see that Finland has the Max playing on both sides. In the other side here you have Rubenstock trying to give some siege support to his teammates the Max with elephants and things like this. But the point is, it's really hard. It's really hard because Doubt is pushing with Arambice, he has the monks behind. The Viper also has monks, and Arambice, monks, and this wood line here is creating a huge problem for the Max who's not being able to advance. The Viper is trying to advance here with pikemen, monks. He's using a lot of monks just so you have some sense of how much he's using. If you go to the achievement and to the military, you can see that he just converted 99 units, almost 100 units. The Max had the largest army of 103 elephants and Karambits mixed together at some point, but he's leading the loss, and that's expected because the melee have cheap units but not the strongest ones. And Tato is the one that's killing most with the better KD, and this is also expected because Tato has the Elite Teutonites, so you have extremely different units playing part here. You have, for example, Tato with the Elite Teutonites with this huge HP, huge attack and huge armor, and in the other side, but really slow speed, and in the other side you have the Max trying to use Karambit Warriors, which are basically worse than trash units based on their stats, but they are really fast and can be useful to snipe siege, to snipe monks, to raid. So all these units have their uses, and players are trying to do the best of it. Rubenstock here using a bunch of Rev Scorpions, trying to advance. The only problem for those Rev Scorpions is that the Viper also has a few onagers, and sometimes he manages to do shots like this. But Rubenstock has his own onagers, and of course he has the Celt bonus, which makes his siege a bit stronger. So big fight here, strong units on the left side, on the right side, Daos trying to advance. Here comes the Karambit Warriors and the siege. The game is pretty much undecided by this point. So let's take a look on the bases and analyze a bit of the resources. Finland has this trade line going here. You can analyze how effective the trade line is by their distance and by the number of obstacles. And look at this thing happening here. The trade cards are starting to go in the middle of the woods, and at some point, if they try to return by the same path, they might just get stuck in each other like it's happening here, and this is not good for the trade. But Finland is cleaning all those wood spots to make the trade more effective. In the other side, you can see that TyRanT has the trade line starting here on the Viper side, on the right side, and it goes all the way until Tato and Doubt on the left side. Doubt trades a bit more to the left, And you can see that those guys have a more fluid trade comparing to Finland, but it's more clear where the trade is passing by. So there might be an issue here on the trade, but if Finland manages to cut this wood, it won't be a problem anymore. The mechs trying to push using the Karambits here as a monk killer. Because of their speed and their stats, they can kill the monks and open some room for the siege to advance. Remember that the Malay are a great civilization when it comes to spamming units, and of course they also have the Bombard Tower, which is using here to gain some ground and dominate once again this middle area here that's really strategical for Finland and allows the mechs to attack any of the other 3 players once he got possession of that. He's remaking his walls. Rubenstock's trying to advance. Daud has this huge pack of Iron By, which is really hard to take on, but with some onagers they can suffer a bit. So people are even pointing out that the max should cut here, and if he does, he will be really close to the trade, except for those 2 huge Teuton castles with 13 range. Ouch. On the other side, Tato is spamming Bombard Towers, which is helping the Viper. Since the Aztecs doesn't have great fortifications, their defense in terms of building is really poor. You can see this castle from the Viper has only 4080 HP, comparing to the one from Tato has a lot more. At least it should have it if it was at full HP. In the other side you have both Vilis and the Max, which can build the Bombard Towers like they're doing here. Those guys have great sense of post-imperial game, the Finland ones. They are Rubenstock, for example, is a known Black Forest player. He played really well on the other maps, but he excelled at the Black Forest. And of course, post-imperial. The Max is also great doing this. And Feliz, I don't know much about his post-imperial skills, but he is doing a great job here with the Italians, supporting his teams economically, and now with all those Bombard Towers, he might stop the advance of TyRanT for some time. The Viper trying to spend a lot of siege here to advance. The Max once again making here a line of Bombard Towers, and this will probably allow him to attack the Viper and the others like he's doing right now with a pack of Karambits. It's like if you have a lot of grasshoppers trying to touch on your harvest, huh? To harvest your farms. Fucking insects. Comes in mass and do a lot of damage. And the Vipers trying to move a few pikemen here, and look at those dudes, they are really great at breaking houses. So this house wall was not effective. Of course, those 2 or 3 Teutonites can kill all of those units if they ever catch them. Now TyRanT trade is having the same problem as Finland war before. The trade is being stuck here, but with those castles, Iron Buys and Bombard Towers now by Tato, the mission from Finland to advance through this area will be really hard. Of course, the Karambit doesn't aim to fight, so the Max successfully passed through small groups here, and now he has more information about TyRanT trade, and he can even try to raid some, but that's not a winning move. That's more like an information gathering move. Daud's pushing back with Iron Buys. Now elite battle elephants from the Burmese, which are really great, and monks. The Max trying to spam. Here on the right side, the runs were stopped by the siege of Rubenstock, but now TyRanT is trying to advance on the middle. You can see the Teuton Knights here tanking the elephants, some cannons from Tato also doing damage here to the gates, and Deliz is trying to counter the Teutons by using the Arbalests. Quite a simple unit, but really useful in some situations like this one. They are ranged, they can do a lot of damage to these infantry dudes, they can kill the monks because they are massed, so that's a great unit. The Max is trying to pass through the base of Tato, and Rubenstock is supporting him by opening a path here using the Sig Onager, so that's a great team play from Finland. Daud probably realizes this and is trying to push back and positioning his Iron Buy yet. You can see some Iron Buy from Daud here, and Rubenstock eventually opened the woods for the elephants to pass. But those elephants will have a lot of trouble because it's almost impossible for melee units to survive this amount of iron buys, especially the ones that are supported here by bomber towers. And now you have a few Teutonites being sent here to the middle to act as tanks, and those guys are going to kill those siege with no problem because it's really hard to take them. So game is pretty much static here. It's a lot of things happening, but you cannot see a thing really clearly advancing or winning battles. It's hard to see. And hello Ponguta, who just said hello on the chat. That's some time ago. So here comes the Max with his elephants trying to go back. He might be thinking that the Viper is trying to recover and he's trying to gather more army. Here on the middle, the Viper has a big army positioned, but Viliz and Rubenstock working together are defending it. Now Rubenstock even starting to do a few Old Raiders, which because of their attack and speed can be great for taking down onagers and other siege. And you can see a lot of docks from the Max. And those docks here can act as towers. They are wood towers because of the melee bonus. So the Max can basically attack other units by using his harbors. A huge pack of Teutonites advancing through the middle. The only way to stop those guys are with siege or Sigonager, because those elephants together and those Karambits have no chance if they fight directly against those units, which remind a lot the what? When you notice that they look like the Centurions for Age of Empires 1. If you ever played Age of Empires 1, there is a unit called Centurion. It's a heavy infantry unit which in a 1v1 can kill the heaviest elephant of the game. So the Teutonites are the closest that I can think of that assembled this unit here. Strong one, tanky one. Iron buys here. It's almost impossible to go through all those units from Doubt. Those Iron buys are really some sick shit, but Rubenstock is trying with his onagers. Only problem is that the monks from the Viper and Doubt can just do this, convert the onagers. And once they are converted, they automatically die because of the max upgrade of the Fate. But Tato didn't succeed here because the elephants could absorb most of the damage while the towers did the job of killing the Teutonites. So we are seeing 2 lines of towers being born here, which is really hard. Did you see that part at minute 52 where Doubt converted the Celtic SO and it turned it into a Mangudar as soon as Doubt moved it? Nope, I didn't. That's crazy, huh? Really crazy. I would rather have the SO. And the Viper trying to abuse of siege, giving a lot of trouble to those guys. Phylan is doing some engineering work in here. They just deleted a lot of houses here, and Rubenstock is cutting wood for Viliz to make market. So those guys are building a brand new trade line here that will avoid those things, man. So really awesome. Now it's the time of the Max to suicide his army on the towers, but he realizes that he won't stand a chance in the middle of castles, monks, bombard towers and elite Teutons, and he just goes back. Doubt here, micromanaging his iron buys, escaping from the onagers. Now he has elephants to kill the onager. The Viper massing more and more siege, which is a smart move to do. It's hard to play with the Aztecs. They require a lot of APM. Monks are really intensive when you are trying to fight with those. They are really units that require a lot of the player who's taking them. So it's hard unit for the Viper to manage. Rubenstock now trying to advance with a few trebuchets. He's aiming for the towers, he's bringing siege. You can see the arbalest here from the Viper, siege war here in the middle. Bombard towers being built by both sides. Bombard towers by Viliz being spammed here in a straight line towards the corner. The trade from Finland is now running a bit smoother because they are cutting it, the wood. The one from the max though, not so great. With resources is not a problem. Those guys are picking smart fights and everyone on the game has good resources. The mech's now trying to investigate the left side of the map with an outpost. He just see that Doubt has this harbor and wall here protecting. This might be an opportunity for later. And now his elephants are trying to join the Vipers back, but Tato already can see it and is sending these Teutonites. Doubt now with what I could call the strongest army that I've seen until now at this point of the game. He has elite Arambai, he has the Burmese elephant, and he has Aztec monks giving him the support. But still, the Sigonagers can change everything with some good balance, and that's what Rubenstock is trying to do. But Doubt is micromanaging so well his Arambais and is being able to kill it. To dodge the shots for the monks to kill the onagers. Now that the onagers are not a threat anymore, he can just walk with the Arambais and try to kill most of the things. Just went for the onager. If he has the opportunity to strike, he can kill those elephants within easy. Tato is also helping here, so TyRanT is aiming for the onagers, trying to get it. In the other side, the max was stopped by Tato on the middle, and the push here didn't happen. The Viper with a huge army of siege and monks was able to stop the advancing, and TyRanT is probably going to clean those towers from Vilez because they have Sigrands, cannons, trebuchets, all firing at the same time, while Vilez has no support units for that. The Max is adding more stables, and now he's bringing a pack of Karambits and Saboteurs, because he knows that if he breaks this dock from Doubt, he can use those Karambits to raid. So the weakest unit on the game has a really clear purpose here. Let's see. This is something interesting. In the other side, the Viper is trying to advance now with lots of siege and all those monks giving support. The Max just break the dock. He's bringing villagers to make towers, he's sending elephants. He's losing the middle to Tato and Doubt, which might be bad because Doubt will have the ability to change the course of his Arambais in order to stop any kind of threat. But the Karambits are eventually here on the back and they are starting to kill some trade units from Doubt. Some demolition ships here being made by also the Max on the right side, so that's an awesome play. Seeking opportunities, fighting on the middle with 3 guys, trying to support his enemies. Of course, Rubenstock and Vilez also doing great. This trade move here by Phylon is really something that only players that focus on the post team can do. And he's trying to scatter his Karambits. Tato making a defensive castle for his own trade here, great castle, and the Arambais are just rolling over anything that's trying to push it out. Now the Max is also using the monks. He knows that the monks are being useful, and with his own monks he can convert a few Teutonites, a few of the Battle Elephants as well. That's smart. The Viper using all those hands as a big shield for his monks, a smart move, and now he's even doing a few Jaguars, which are great because those Jaguars can strike down the infantry from Rubenstock with no problem. Phylon trying to advance, the Max being pushed back, which was an opportunity, is now a risk because Doubt is coming with Arambai and he can take this dock within seconds. Even with the dock firing, but now with those Karambits going after the Arambai, he might win some time to do another move. I don't know if he's completely safe, he could wall a bit on the back, but he has a few castles and he has the numbers to stop. So the Arambais, which are really strong, are being stopped by this dock that fire arrows. This is really something. Vilez here still with the arbalests and bombard cannons. He seems to me, in my opinion, to be a bit lost. It's hard to play with the Italians. They don't have really tanky units or anything like this. So he's doing the best he can, countering the numbers with the arbalests. Big fight on the middle, the Max trying to push back with a bunch of elephants. Now Tato is also making the siege. This can be tough for Thailand. And look at this strategy from the Max. He is advancing on the river by building more docks. His strategy is to advance building docks because those can work as towers, as I was saying. So that's a great strategy, huh? If he advances like this, he can have a safe river. It won't be easy for doubts to just go to this area, and he can even use it to push. Big fight happening here. You see all three Tyrant players trying to push the Max. Ruben Stock's trying to support him with some Brave Scorpion. Tato is seeking for opportunities here in the middle with Onagers. On the right side, they're not advancing much. And you can see now another move by Veliz. He's doing the Condottiero. Those units are, I don't know, great infantry. I like their speed. He might try to use a big pack of Condottieros to take down siege, monks. I guess he can do just fine with those. This is a great Italian unit. Has lots of uses, huh? Tower here, stopping the Onager. The Max trying to build and avoid any potential raid by the ult. Carambit, elephants, all working together, being able to kill the monks. Doubt's coming here with a pack of Aerobites, so he's probably aiming for the trade. Thing just realized this, and the Max is trying to buy time here by walling. Veliz is trying to wall more on the back. He's making more towers. This can be really tricky because if Doubt pass all those Aerobites there will be no correct answer to this. They are going to do damage. And here on the left side, the Viper trying to get multiple conversions. It's almost like if he had Monk macro, huh? And look at those Condottieros, they are really fast. So Veliz is kind of using those guys as if they were Russars. They are going after the monks straight and they are taking down some of the siege. Now he's advancing, Ruben start coming with more units, arbalests together. But this doesn't solve the fact that the Aerobites are about to reach the Violent team. The Max is trying to stop. Doubt is advancing more. The Aerobites are really great at taking down buildings. He just killed a few villagers making a tower. He's trying to go to the hard way. Tato is coming here to open for him. The Max is trying at all costs to take down this Onager because this can be the doom of Violent team. And he take down the Onager. One more shot on Doubt would be able to pass here, but with the Scorpions firing and outnumbered by the elephants, the Aerobites are eventually dying, and this immediate threat is recovered. On the left side though, the Max advancing with the docks, getting more and more map control. Look at these dock lines here. It's like a line of towers, huh? Look at these, firing at the buildings, firing at the villagers. And he is close to get control of the left corner, and corners are really important in team game. But there's a huge problem of Tyrants trying to push in the middle. On the right side, now the Max messing elephants, so Violent do want to push here. I don't know how those elephants will work with all those monks behind. The Viper's doing an amazing job with the Aztecs. Violent has opened more trade hold here. And they are flaring at something. This must be something like, okay, go for the monks. And the Max successfully killing some of Doubt's trade here. He eventually manages to get here with his dock. He was trying to build a bombard tower, but Doubt sees it. Really a troublesome dude. In the middle he's being pushed, and his best chance here is the support of Ruben Stock with the Brave Scorpions to stop those guys. Two guys making halberdiers, some cannons. Allies are spamming a lot of resources towards the Max. And they are for the first time pushing back at the Viper. The Viper doesn't have anymore all the monks. Tato is not giving the support that he needs. The trebuchets are firing at the castles, and this is a A real push by the Violent team. It's a great push. The Max trying to raid with the Karambits, trying to advance, holding here on the middle. That's an insane game for the Max. Elephants everywhere. This castle of Tato is going down, so the push is getting some fruits. But the Viper out-spamming sieges here on the corner might do the trick. Veliz here, also another great move. Condotieros now will be able to stop any siege that comes on this area, and they are even going after the monks. Monks are really intensive to micro. Now more siege runs here, advancing for Rubenstock. Tato now trying to tank Paladins and Elite Teutons. That's a great defensive tools, but they might be not working as he expected. Trebuchets from the Max trying to push back the castle. Massed Brave Scorpions and Elephants. That's one of the best deathmatch combos that you can do for the post-Imperial, so this is also great. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm so sorry that I slept the other day. I was tired a lot because this is one of the best games of the tournament in my opinion. And I totally missed it, but Doubt didn't, and Doubt is here on the middle, catching all those trades here with a huge pack of Arrow Mice. What a sneaky move. He finds some way through the wood and is killing lots of trade, so no matter how good of a push Violent was doing, this might put everything to lose. Oh my god, Doubt did a great move here, a mastermind move. Look at all those trade cards going down. Veliz desperate trying to wall and make bomber towers. Rubenstock even trying to send some villagers to act as a shield. Elephants coming from the Max to avoid this. A few halberdiers as well. I believe that Violent will probably stop those Iron Buys by using the numbers. You see? Iron Buys are better units, but they got outnumbered really heavily and really fast. So, great reaction. This was the biggest threat to the game of Violent until now, and they reacted just in time. Sacrificing, of course, a bunch of trade cards, but there was nothing to do about it. And now, if you look at the right side, the push was really nice. They cleaned most of the buildings here, they cleared the castles, the monks are not messed anymore, Violent Thing is advancing, Condotieros are the units doing the trick, some Arbalests here from Veliz trying to get the monks. The Paladins from Tato are not many enough to defend it, more and more siege from Rubenstock, so Violent is doing the push. Elephants from the Max now fighting closer to the trade. If the Viper loses this market, he has a few more. Tato trying to make a defensive castle here on the markets, but kind of out of timing. Tyrant units are indeed slow, and this is a problem because even the elephants are faster than the other units here. The Max once again advancing in the middle and losing some population is giving him more population space for the army, and that's what he's doing. 3 battle elephants here from the Viper are going to kill many Karambits, but eventually they are going to be outnumbered and killed, of course with the support of the harbors. Tyrants feeling the pressure. The Viper now spamming Jaguars and Pikemen, and Aztec infantry is a great one. Also the infantry from the Teutons coming to help. Veliz is trying to make more archery range forward and towers. More and more battle elephants coming here from the Max, who's trying to advance on the left side with elephants and docks. Here comes the harbor push once again on the middle, sending the elephants. Of course, they have scorpions are the key here, and they are making those elephants twice stronger, and even the Malay elephants are being able to kill the Arambais and the Burmese ones. Tyrant kind of handling the situation now. The Viper messing monks once again, and Tato now spamming army, and they are kind of separating the push a bit, but you can't deny that Violent advanced in both right side and left side here after defending. There's an attempt to cut the middle here from Tato, but you can see Rubenstock already waiting for it. The Max doing a great advance here on the right, on the left side as well. TyRanT trying to push back. Those monks from the Viper are indeed annoying. One of the monks just handled a shot from the tower. They can survive a bomber tower strike, man. Oh my god. Strong ones. But now Belize is trying to win with numbers and spamming power with the condottieros, the fast condottieros, and a few arbalests. And this is a really heavy counter to the Viper because those units in big numbers and with fast firing rates and fast attack is really troublesome for the monks. On the middle, the Max being pushed back by Doubt, but he is advancing a bit on the left side once again with Elephant, with Karambits. The Viper trying to do a counter attack here with lots of siege, Paladins from Tato trying to snipe out the siege. Great job here for TyRanT. But Belize is gaining some space here for his buildings and his army to advance. The Max will bring for the trebuchets. And he is upgrading the Galleon, so his strategy here is to switch now a bit to the sea. That's interesting. If he can use the Galleons here, he can advance and get much of Doubt's economy, which he's already doing because this harbor is shooting a few of Doubt's trade, and the Karambits are raining these dozens of farms from Doubt. Oh my god, Doubt economy is really at risk here. One market here was killed, and this is also making a lot of Doubt trade cards to stop for some reason. Probably they were, oh, you see? This market from Doubt points towards this market from the Viper who's just died. And since the market was killed by Finland on the other side, all trade cards from Doubt had some small idle time. That's bad. And with the Galleons, oh, this will be really bad because I don't think Aerobites can counter Galleons. Look at this. They are trying, but their numbers are decreasing. The docks are also helping the Max. I never expected for Galleons and Elephants to be a combo on the land map. Battle of Africa is really surprising. This is probably the best game. My prediction, great games. And AM winning. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. I might be surprised by TyRanT though. Battle Elephants from the Max advancing on the middle, supported by the Brave Scorpions of Rubenstock. Trebuchets coming here to gain some space. On the right side, despite all the efforts from the Viper, the numbers of Belize are increasing, and Finland has a lot of trebuchets here trying to aim for that castle, which is really nice. Rubenstock making fortified walls here on the middle to stop any attempt of raiding from the Aerobites. So Finland is doing their homework. The trade from Finland is also uber superior here because of their cut on the wood. And the Max now has the control, at least for now, of the left corner using Galleons. All those Aerobites dying here. Harbors everywhere, growing harbors. Doubt trying to make a castle. His economy, where is Doubt economy? Was at risk. By the time the elite Teutonites came here, all the villagers were already dead. So speed is really key in this kind of dynamic game. And you can see those 4 Teutonites here. The world is falling apart, and those guys are just here relaxing. Oh, that's something to achieve in life, huh? Really something. And TyRanT is calling for the GG. Also, thanks for the follow on Free Vision 89. And that was a great win by Finland. The Max played amazing. Honestly, after watching this game, I'm really sad because Finland is not in the finals, because they do deserve to be in a final. That was a great combination of Malay, Celt, and the Italian, who seemed to me that had nothing to contribute apart from the economy, using the condottieri to kill the siege, massed arbalest to kill the monks, bomber towers, really amazing civ. So Great push by Finland, great defense, great skills, great teamwork as well. At some point you can see that Doubt is feeling alone here. Tato is not effectively protecting the Viper, but Finland is working together. The Max, Viliz, and Ruben Stock are all working together on the right side. And on the left side, the Max was able to do an awesome push, and this was only possible because Ruben Stock with his siege was able to help the Max to hold the middle. They kind of bet a lot on the Max, so both Ruben Stock and Viliz had less army in order to support the Max to make huge numbers by giving him economy. You can analyze this by looking at the achievements, which I don't do often, but this game worth it. You see, his KD was negative, which is expected of a Malay player, but he eventually ended with 110 army, which is great. The Viper converted 255 units, which is quite considerable amount of conversions, but man, it's really impossible to keep converting all the time. I guess that having to micro the monks is a huge deal, and he eventually was too tired to keep going. Economically wise, this is what I'm speaking. Viliz was the slinger of the team. He sent 90k resources and the Max received 73k. And he played awesome. Really awesome. So that's it, guys. 1 for TyRanT, 1 for Finland. This is how the series started. And I'm going here now for the third game. I hope no more long games like this one. I slept the last time. And well, it seems that we have here a step. We have the Max here, the big star of the other game, playing with the Magyars. Zuppy, who probably rested a lot during the other game, playing with the Mongols, and in my opinion, Zuppy is a great Mongol player. And to complete the trio, we have Viliz here, playing with the Incas. None of those civs have great bonus when it comes to this map. They are great civs, but nothing special for them on step. Apart from Zuppy, of course, that can benefit himself by the hunt and is using it to make a 17 population up time to the feudal age, which is similar to 18 population in Arabia since he doesn't have the scout. And I assume that Zuppy is going for the scouts. I could say this, but with all those guys on wood and the ability of catching gold, even archers could be possible. But since he is going for the zebras, man, I really don't know. But now Zuppy is going for the gold, so this is one of the fastest up times that I ever seen that will allow someone to go for archers. Really interesting. On the other side, the Max is going up right now, getting zebras here on the middle. And I didn't even check TyRanT, let's do it. The Viper playing with the Persians. Persians are great with their initial resource bonus, and they have great knights for the middle game. Doubt playing with the Chinese, and this is surely the best civ for this map, because they have the extra villager advantage, and Doubt right now has 23 villagers, while all others have like 90 villagers, 20, so his economy will at some point of the game be the strongest one, since he will have more villagers. And to finish it, on the right side, getting zebra on multiple mills, we have Tato with the Spanish. It seems to me that Tato is going for the thrush. You can see he getting stone. Zuppy here, one archery range going. Only one archery range push. That's something that you don't see every day. Second one coming right now, and this is a really fast push for the Mongol, because he already has pikemen and archers coming here to the economy of Doubt and the Viper, and Doubt is not even on feudal age yet, so indeed aggressive. Impressive game. Tower push incoming for Tato indeed. He's even trying to kill some archer range from Veliz, who's trying to defend himself with a few towers. And this was a great rush because Veliz has no more stone to defend himself. Only this one. Okay. So he does. Zuppy and the Max working together, Doubt trying to defend with archers. Now they are both going for Tato's economy, it seems. But Veliz is also here, so Violent has 3 guys doing army. The Max doing a really creative wall here to protect his economy. The Viper massing scouts. And Doubt will eventually stop this army because he has big numbers. Veliz managing his economy just right. Doubt now with Town Watch, with Fletching, that's a great economy, and he might be the first one to go to Castle Age if the Max doesn't click. Nope, the Max just clicked it, and once again with his build orders, he's going Castle. To be honest guys, if the Max start doing build order videos, I would watch all of those because he is truly a mastermind of economical management and build orders. He was once a land nomad nothing player, so he truly has the knowledge of how this works and how to maximize it, so great player. And he is raiding lots with the Magyar scouts. Doubt is running towards all the map with his archers, now going Castle. Zup is also going Castle, that's a fast time, so is the Viper. So the guys from the middle and left side are doing really fast games. And on the right side you have more... Oh, look at this move. Tato just cutted a wood and passed here with some villagers, and also opened it for the Viper to catch a few villagers and archers from Veliz. So great play indeed by Tato here. Small detail, and he was combining it with the Viper since the Viper had the scouts just in the right position. And now they are taking down the farms from Veliz. So Veliz is truly going to go behind in game after this, after losing it. And it seems to me that the Max has received a small sling by Veliz. And he's trying to raid Tato with the scouts. Zuppy is also trying to annoy a bit here and is running from the Viper. Remember that the knights from the Viper can be really strong in this situation. Zuppy 2TC, the Max 2TC, the Viper 2TC as well. Doubt 1TC2 only now, so really aggressive play. Not much of a booming from now, only lots of aggression. There's a problem that is a huge army from Doubt, a huge arm of crossbows that can be really painful. Doubt was massing archers from the beginning of Euro, not taking any chances in risky fights, and now because of this he has this huge pack. Zuppy is trying to make archers, but yeah, his numbers are not the best. But guys, the Max has lots of knights, and he might try to win by the numbers, and seems to be what he's doing. Zuppy now supporting, great coordination between those two guys, and even with all this wave of units from Doubt, Finland's being able to take them down. Great micro by Doubt though, but Zuppy eventually helping, and the Max being slinged by Veliz is paying off. Both Veliz and Tato kind of annihilated themselves and are now slinging their allies. Both have similar... Tato has a lot more villagers, 9 more, but it doesn't mean that he is slinging more. Depends also on the productivity. The Viper now also making a few camos, and that's a smart idea to stop the knights, but I don't know when it comes to Zuppy having crossbows as well. Lots of upgrades by the Viper, he is getting strong. The Max only 2TC. The Viper's booming with 3, so eventually the Viper economy is going to get a bit better. 3rd to see now by the Max. I think that Finland team should be more aggressive if they want to win this. Doubt's making a defensive castle on the front of his base, which can be really great. And I don't know about this move by the Max. He will try to catch some of the Tato's economy, but with all those towers, he might end up losing more knights than he wanted. Anyway, got a few resources. The economy is a bit more ineffective right now. He's killing the towers with the knights even. And he's defending properly and trying to do the damage. So with this movement, both Tato and the Viper had to move all their armies to the right side, and this might create an opening for the Max to push on the left side together with Zuppy. It seems to me that this is what he's planning to do. He's pushing now and even coming with a forward castle. He's going for the Viper's economy, so this was a smart move. He hit a bit of Tato's economy and he lured Viper into thinking that he was supposed to go there to help. Doubt went together, and now both Zuppy and the Max are trying to raid the Viper. And the number of villagers is really similar between those two players right now, but Viper is on the Imperial and upgrading the Cavalier. This will be hard for the Viper, this will be hard for TyRanT, but I still think that he has the upper hand because Persian are great, and this different from Tato, Vilez didn't have all those towers to hide his villagers, and he has fallen to 29 villagers. So basically the sling from Finland has collapsed, which is really not good. Follower, Bestor, welcome to the chat. Doubt's making another castle and going Imperial for the Chokonus. Zup is going Imperial. I don't know if he'll keep Mango Dice or what he'll try. He's doing forward castle. The problem here is that officially now Vilez is out of the game, while Tato with 60 villagers can still provide some good income of food and wood and gold even to his allies. Zuppy, second castle forward here on the face of the Viper. If Violent Team manages to do some good fightings, they can take out most of the gold from the Viper. Doubt's coming here to defend. Zup is trying to defend with his own arbalests. Maybe Viper pushes back with a few trebuchets. The Max eventually winning again, a big fight here, but only a few cavalry units left. The military count for both teams is really low, and Doubt is once again with this strategy of massing archers, but now they are not arbalests, they are Chokonus, and those are strong archers. Those can really do the difference. Arbalests now from Zuppy in an awesome position, killing most of the Viper's gold. The Max also here supporting with some knights. The Viper trying to push back with trebuchets. If the Max manages to snipe those traps, the Viper will be in a really bad position. Actually, he is already in a really bad position. He is not collecting his gold at best because of Zuppy, who is coming with arbalests. Where are the Chokonus? The Chokonus are coming here to flank from the right side. Interesting. And the Viper seems to be pushing back from Zuppy. Zuppy is great at trap wars, it seems, huh? And is trying to switch into Mango Dice. Castle about to go down. Vilez here trying to reboom, poor Vilez. Both Doubt and Viper coming for Zup, and look the amount of villagers that Zup has here with no protection since he has forward castles. This might be really bad for them, but the Max is coming with a huge pack of Cavaliers. I'm just a bit skeptical about this because the Chokonus are great and I don't think that the Cavaliers can kill this all, but those are not elite Chokonus, so maybe. And Doubt is on the range of the TC. Zuppy needs to delete this. He did. Well, the Max seems to have stopped the push on Zuppy's side, and the Viper is in a crap position. Where is the Viper gold? It's under the fire of Zuppy, so this push is really a great one. Here comes the Viper to defend with Cavaliers. Great move by Zuppy, entering the castle. He just landed in the other side. Doubt trying to solve things by even switching a few skirmishers here. Skirmishers doing the job and killing the Mango Dice. He's trying to flank trap the Violent team. Zuppy repairing the Viper, desperate going for the art for the gold. The Max just found a huge pack of extra gold. This might be great for him. Paladin upgrade is almost done by the Max, and he will have first and Viper, and with those Paladins he can take down all this army from the out. And if Zuppy ever finished to upgrade his Mango Dice and mass a good chunk of them, I think that he will have one of the best weapons of this game. And here comes Elite Mango Dai and Paladins working together like in the old days of Age of Empires. Tato fully committed on Feudal Age, 80 villagers, slinging, walling. Of course, TyRanT might have the Spanish trade, which is great. The Max seems to be an over economy, but Tato might be compensating it for the Viper. The Max walling camels. That's not something you see every day. He just walled 3 camels. Nice do, huh? And now he's pushing the Chinese Doubt, taking out the push, but Zuppy is left with only 2 castles, but he's making the castles once again, so with all the castles done, he can go for the Elite Mango Dice. Doubt's trying to have some map control in the middle with the castles. That's a tough fight, but eventually the one with more Paladins might succeed. But this can be tricky since Doubt has lots of Choconus here on the back. Hard to predict this fight. Well, TyRanT seems to be holding. That's nice. Really lots of gold here from Veliz. This gold could be really useful. Choconus, huge pain in the ass, huh? Now Zuppy making a few sick workshops. You will go for onagers or something. Tato going Castle, which might be great for TyRanT. He can spend a lot of trade cards and increase his slinging abilities. He's making a huge wall, so TyRanT is aiming for the long game. And oh my god, once again a long game. And if they go for the long game, I think that this time they might have the upper hand with a really clear trade hold, Spanish trading bonus. Persians will go for the Elite Battle Elephants. Sorry, Elite War Elephants, not Battle, War. And TyRanT is pushing. The Choconus from Doubt are giving some result. The Max was able to push back a bit. The Zuppy trying to mass Mango Dice once again. And now we'll have Mango Dice and Paladins against Paladins and Choconus. 2 great combinations. TyRanT now with some economical advantage due to Tato being a lot stronger than Veliz due to the previous things. And Zuppy is making siege, so everything can change with some good push from Zuppy. Doubt advancing here, bringing some trebuchets. The mech trying to flank and raid a few villagers from Doubt here. Zuppy pushing back, the mech's coming with the Paladins. Mango Dice running back, Paladins trying to flank. Oh, of course, this series couldn't end without a Doubt Castle, huh? Doubt Castle here. Mango Dice Massed killing the Paladins. This castle won't be a Doubt Castle because it will go up. Zuppy lost all his siege trying to destroy this castle from the Viper. That was such a bad fight. I didn't even notice it because I didn't expect him to try to unlay his siege with no protection. Crap fighting. TyRanT is succeeding into dividing finally into the Max on the left, Zuppy on the right. They have more map control, they are advancing. Tato now even made some castle to sacrifice the gold. It's making also a town center. Spamming trade from 4 trade cards, going Imperial while Village is still on Feudal. So everything here is going towards the direction that Finland will not stand TyRanT this time. That's a great series. Zuppy trying to raid, doing the best with his mango dice. But the trade bonus, and now, right now, look at the trade line of Finland and look at the one from TyRanT. TyRanT has a smooth trade line here going now. What is the Viper doing? Trying to go for more villagers from Villiers, who has almost 0. And I totally missed it that while the Viper was seeking for the opportunity, TyRanT was waiting for the right time to strike back. And now with this huge army of Paladins and Mango Dice, Finland was able to strike back and take this middle position back from TyRanT. And with those runs, they can even kill those Persian castles. But TyRanT is advancing on the left side. The Max just lost a castle, is now losing lots of villagers from the Viper. But they have now some army superiority. Zuppy went back to defend the trade from the Viper. The Max is doing the push almost alone, apart from the few siege. I don't know how Tato will play here, but if Tato switches into Paladins, and this is what he's doing, TyRanT might overwhelm Finland with numbers, and this won't end good for Finland. The Viper trying to hate the trade. Zuppy dividing his Mangudai army here to help the Max. Tato is on Imperial. This is really bad. Finland is with low population. The Max has only 120 population. The Viper raiding everywhere, doing a great job indeed. Trade only growing for both teams, but TyRanT grows even stronger because of Spanish trade bonus. Not cool. Zuppy has some siege method for a push here, but he doesn't seem to have the opportunity. Without killing town centers with archers, what a boss. The Viper raiding the trading multiple occasions. He did a great split of his paladins. He is raiding everywhere. He was able to create a diversion, and every time the TyRanT is winning is just getting them closer and closer to victory, because with the Spanish trade and with Tato spamming Cavaliers like he's preparing to do right now, this will look really bad for the other guys. Another big fight. The Chokunus are great at taking down Paladins. The Max is having no more numbers to keep fighting. Zuppy is even trying to fall back a bit. The trade is being heavily raided by the Viper. Some advancing attempt here by the Max on the middle, but it's too late. And TyRanT succeed into defending from the pushes with great plays by Doubt and especially the Viper on the posting with the Paladins. And Tato was coming back to the game after a great beginning and a smart strategy here. Those towers protected him from the raidings, while Villiers was not protected. That's great. Some TyRanT advantage, and 2-1 for TyRanT. Oof. I will even make a small break here because those two games were intense a lot. Imperial games, lots of actions, two teams working together, so we are going for the fourth game. Before this, I will just make the break, okay? It seems that the game is starting at 7 minutes, but they probably didn't upload the whole game. Anyway. Okay, here I am to cast the game. I'm back. And I'm seeing here Thailand team, they are playing on this map called not Socotra, I always forget the name. And from the Thailand team we can see the Max here, who did a team wall using the Berbers. On the middle you have Zuppy trying to wall forward here, having the Vikings. And on the right side you have Belize, who is playing with the Portuguese. Interesting. So Portuguese, Viking and Berbers really were kind of civilizations. While TyRanT is playing with the Viper having the Byzantines. That's really a great civilization for this map because they can go for a fast Imperial using their bonus. In this game I expect players to stay 1TC for most of the game. So 1TC strategies are the one providing better resources, and Tato has the Saracens, which can be really tricky. He can go for anything from towers to archers here. And it seems that he's not going for either of those, he's doing a stable, he's going for the scouts. I've seen Slan using Saracens to go for towers, it was amazing. And we have Daut playing with the Vietnamese, going of course for archery ranges. So two guys with archery ranges here from TyRanT team. The Max didn't show what his plan is, let's see, let's try to catch it. Stable for the Max. What the fuck for the Zuppy. Zuppy's being pushed back here. He's trying to back wall. Players trying to open TyRanT in multiple situations here. Market attempt for Zuppy. And even using his small chunk of stone. So Zuppy made the market. It makes me wonder what his strategy will be. I could totally agree if he tried to sling the Max for knights while Zvili is opening out here and keeping archers. This could work just fine. Please messing archers, Doubt as well, the Viper as well, messing archers. Tato made a few scouts, only 2 scouts, and is probably preparing to go Castaway. The Max with a huge number of farms. He is going for Castle indeed. He only made 1 scout. TyRanT is in trouble here because Finland seems to be betting everything on holding. Oh my god. They are eventually losing this because of the Saracen Archer bonus, which is great for opening walls. Zuppy coming back here to wall a bit for Veliz, who will eventually be opened by TyRanT. He's trying to mass archers and defend. The Max is going up, being slinged by Zuppy, so he will be able to make +2 knights. And TyRanT is running against time, trying to stop the advancing here of Finland by attacking Veliz. And man, this is really hard because of the Saracen Archer bonus. But now, stone walls for TyRanT and a tower from Zuppy. This tower must have been a really expensive one, but it will do its job. Eventually TyRanT went back here. The Max has 3 stables prepared, and Veliz did his job, that was not losing archers. He has a good number of archers. TyRanT trying to attack, Veliz trying to defend. Both Vietnamese and Byzantines killing a lot of houses here. Defensive attempt here by Veliz, the Max doing his first knights. If the Max has a good number of knights, he can kill everything here. Tato is trying to buy stone and wall his teammates here. That's also some interesting effort. Even doing outposts to watch if Finland is trying to siege. Doubt just holding the hill. Veliz has suffered a lot, but with the help of Zuppy he was able to defend. The Viper now has crossbows. And is killing in multiple situations here, and even going for Imperial Age straight. That was great. Really great. That's the fast Imperial of the Byzantines that I was talking about. I'm not even sure if he received resources. Let me check. Yep, he did. Tato stopped going scouts to wall and provide resources for the Viper to go Imperial. So the strategy here is for the Viper to kill with arbalests. Zump is trying to make more walls. The Max is also going Imperial. So, of course, the Knights are not so expensive, huh? So he will be trying to do Cavaliers. That's great. Belize, just now to the Castle Age. Poor Belize. Doing his job really well, though. The outgoing castle. The Max taking some hits on the buildings. About to read Imperial. Viper upgrading Bracer chemistry. Everything for the arbalests. The Max will probably be able to upgrade both Cavalier and the armor. And TyRanT will eventually kill this barracks and join here to kill the Max. Who's making indeed the Cavalier and the plate barding armor. I always forget the name. The Viper with Arbalest, the Max with Cavaliers. On the other side, I don't know. There's one thing though that's really important. The horses are faster, so maybe the Max can just chant sides, ignore this Arbalest for some seconds, and do all the damage here on Doubt. Seems to be his plan. He's flanking Doubt. Oh my god, Doubt is going to lose all his army if he's not fast enough, and that's it. Great use of cavalry speed, and he's just taking down all the army from Doubt. Doubt is running actually with the army, but Vili is advancing here to give some support. The Max raiding. If he goes through Tato economy, quick walls by Tato, great movement. They just sacrificed Doubt for the sake of the team. Your sacrifice will be remembered, Doubt. The Viper trying to advance, the Max only trying to mass army, making more and more stables, more and more Cavaliers. Viliz is now going Imperial, is going to be painful for the Viper because there will be another army of Arbalests here. Tato must be investing a lot into those walls, and Phylan is trying to break it. Doubt is out of the game and might even be defeated here by the way things are going. The Viper is not having huge advances here against the Mac, who is moving his villagers and massing more and more Cavaliers. So he's just waiting for the right moment. And he is now on Tato, killing a few monks from the Viper. Tato once again doing the quick wall, but he's getting out of space to wall. The Max now changing the position of his economy. Going heavily for gold and wood, letting the food in the placement of Elise, who's now bringing a second company here to support the Max, and maybe together they can beat the Viper archers. I think that the Max alone could beat it, but they want to do a perfect blow here. Oh, Mangonel strike attempt, which failed, but was able to buy some time. Tato is having his economy raided by Cavaliers, pushed by Arbalests. Doubt is out of the game, of course. And now Arbalests and huge pack of Cavaliers for the Max, supported by Arbalests from the Portuguese Veliz. I think that this game belongs to Finland. Military count is in favor of Finland because the Viper is the only one alive here with 75 military units, 10 more than the Max, which have Cavaliers, and a bunch more than Belize, who has a good number of Arbalests. Belize is being able to pressure on the left side here alone, and mass army, and they are going for the final strike on TyRanT. The Viper trying to do the best out of this situation, but look of the amount of Cavaliers. I don't think there's a chance here. That's way too much Cavaliers. Even the new archers are dying. And that was the final strike from Finland. What a great game. Slinging the Berber to do ship knights and kill the Byzantine arbalests. This requires a lot of thinking, and TyRanT was aiming for this kind of stuff. Let's go for the last. So 2-2 on the score, and the last map to be played is the beach fight. You can see the Max playing the Britons, Zuppy the Goths, and Khmer for Belize. Those are not great civs if you ask me. Britons? Okay, the others, nope. Against Ethiopians, the Viper, pretty meh either. Turks, Tata, and Slavs. Ooh, Slavs are great. Whew, just a sec. Big sneeze, huh? So, as I was talking about, this map is really good for the Slavs because they have a great farming bonus which always makes them to stand out among the other civs. But in a map that you start with farms and you don't have to make the investment in order to have all its benefits, they are indeed a great civ. So, this might be troublesome. I want to see if Finland will have a great strategy here to compensate, because I just feel like the Finland civs are not the best, doesn't have the great economical bonus, and they will have to work their ass out if they want to kill TyRanT here on this last game. Where's my coffee? Here it is. Finland is team walling. Doubt is making an aggressive approach with the Slavs. That's uncommon. A tower on Belize. Okay, he did the tower. Belize defended. The Viper seems to be going for a fast castle. Tato went for scouts, Doubt for men-at-arms. On the other side, the Max is going for archers. Zuppy, Zuppy, Zuppy. I don't know what Zuppy is going to do. He's going in fast castle as well. And did the barracks to support his ally with some spearmen. The Max here helping Belize. And together they stop with the first push. I just want to know how they're going to deal with the Ethiopians, which have great archers. Maybe they will deal once the Max go castle, but before it, I don't know how. I don't see a way.
Yay.
Market for Sig Workshop for Zuppy. Wall here to prevent the scouts from coming on. Doubt and Tato are inside, but the Max is here waiting, and Belize was just ready to act. That's great, huh? Siege from Goths. That's unexpected. The Viper even did the ballistics. He's going to out-micro this Mango now. He didn't. And now the Max with a good number of archers. That's an interesting idea. Doubt with the Slavs. on Castle Age. Tato making blacksmith as well. And double Sig Workshop by Tato. This is really some word game. You see Zuppy trying to do a mangonel push, and you see now Tato trying to counter with double siege. And another follower, and welcome here, Elite Chuck Norris. Such an OP unit, huh? Ooh. Here comes the mangonels, and Tato just in time to stop the advance here for them. Doubt's coming with some horses. Zuppy has a few pikemen. I can see some elephants for on Belize. And they are all working together here on this side of the map. Tato with siege, the Viper with archers. It's unusual to see two players going for siege like this. Really unusual. This game is really can go either way. The max abusing of the range, putting the knights to run. Monks appear from Tato as well, trying to convert some elephants, and he failed. Doubt 1 TC, Tato 1 TC, the Viper 1 TC. The Viper might be going to Imperial soon because he did a monastery. Zuppy going already for the gold. The Max losing a few villagers to the lions as well. Belize even putting doubts to run with his elephants. Great number of archers by both teams, which makes everything more difficult. And the Max is going Imperial, but he won't be faster than the Viper. The Viper will have Arbalest, that will be really great asset, but the Max also, when he hits the Imperial, will have he will have Arbalest with more range, so it can be tricky. I don't know which one I would rather have. Probably the Breton. Range is really something. Doubt coming to raid here on the right side. The Max dividing his army to try to snipe the Viper. Whew. Viper advancing. Those few seconds are enough for TyRanT to put up some aggression. And oh my god, if finally give this heal to TyRanT, this will be really bad. Elephants may use it as a shield. Oh my god, if TyRanT win this heal, this will be the end of Finland. This uptime was indeed really something, because now, even with the Breton range, TyRanT has the heal. And the heal is a huge bonus. Zuppy defending the gold from his teammates, Doubt trying his best to raid the gold. Still with 1 TC. The Viper just walking by, trying to kill everything he can with the Arbalests. The Max now with the 10 branch, doing some damage as well to the archers of the Viper. These Khmer elephants can deal with the Arbalest alone, but of course the Max is helping to maximize their the outcome of the battle. So, great punishing attitude by both. They up it too fast. The Viper invested in the armor for the Arbalest instead of the chemistry. That's unusual. Oh my god. And now we can see that Doubt is upgrading the Cavaliers with 1 TC, of course. The Viper is making siege, and this can be a game changer because Ethiopians do have Sig runs. If Viper upgrade those runs, I don't see how can Violent stopped then. Zuppy was hiding Mangonels from the beginning, kind of predicting it. This is great. That's really great. You can see Viper bringing lots of villagers here. Why? I don't know. He's coming back. What a crazy guy. Doubt and Tato eating the gold there. And great raiding here from Doubt. I didn't even see it coming, and he's raiding Zuppy. Sig runs following the Mangonel. This single Sig run here to the Mangonel. That's bad. The Max trying to do some damage to the Viper wood line, and he will be able to do so, but he is trying to defend his corner. Viper is bringing the Sig hand. She wants to raid the corner. Battle Elephant from Veliz running after the Arbalest. That's nice. The game is still really undecided here. Messing Arbalests on the hill once again. Sig Workshop coming for Veliz. Maybe he's the one that will go for the runs. Or maybe just keep with the Battle Elephants. Doubt bringing some Cavaliers, which are no match for the Elephants. Gold is running okay. The Max is being able to attack the Viper here on this side, of course with the support of the Elephant. The Viper trying to switch and do some elite skirmishers as well. That's a smart move, but the range and the hill is really something for the Max. The Max is pushing in more than one side. He has great military numbers. Tato converted a few of the Battle Elephants. I'm totally missed it. Veliz is to be expanding his economy. Doubt is trying once again to raid, but now Zuppy is already waiting with a huge number of pikemen. That's great. No one is raiding TyRanT though, which can be tricky. The Viper trying to advance with the elite skirmishers, micromanaging again the Arbalests, and with this micro he's been able to take down a good number of the Arbalests. But this one elephant here can do the difference on the fight. TyRanT making the siege, and the siege run is indeed something. The Max trying to walk on the right side. Doubt doing his best. He's raiding everywhere. He is indeed raiding everywhere. He was trying to raid the gold. He was trying to raid on the left side, on the right side. Now the Battle Elephants, which are not so fast, are having some trouble. Runs are giving TyRanT some boost here on the middle. But the numbers are still in favor of Violent. But those numbers are useless if they can't run after. Cavalier now for Veliz. He will try to counter the Slavs Cavaliers by using the same speed factor. Interesting. The Max being raided. Oh my god, Doubt is everywhere. Doubt is everywhere. He is on the right, he's on the left, he's going for the gold. The Viper here trying to use this bridge as an opening to go with a few Sig runs and Arbalests to take down the gold. And he might be able to do so. Veliz is losing lots of economy to Doubt. Doubt ratings are changing the way this game was going, eh? I guess Violent kind of lose itself when they couldn't keep raiding. If they kept the aggression, they could maximize their numbers, but they are not being able to do so. Now, the Viper alone can push and kill all those pikemen and TCs, but he's not alone because Doubt is once again here with him. And I don't know, I can see some army here from the Max coming, but there's a second army coming from the Viper that is winning time for the runs and the Cavaliers. And if they lose this gold, this might end really bad. And while the Viper have the sick runs, the Max is trying to do some damage with his Arbalests, but they have no support of Siege. And the Siege is doing the difference. The Max trying to fight the Cavaliers. The runs are now advancing. Look at the amount of runs. The Viper is advancing with like 8 Sig runs, 9 Sig runs on the middle. This can totally change the way the game is going with a huge pack of Arbalests and also skirmishers. The Max is making a castle. I don't think this is a great idea. This castle won't stop the cigarettes. And might have been a lot of expensive. Doubt going there to protect their gold. Okay, Vilis now did some good movement here by adding cavaliers and raiding tyrant gold. Guard tower from Tato. What do you want with guard tower if you have no stone on the map? And Tyrant eventually killed all the town centers, but you can see Vilis, you can see the Max, they have successfully stopped the push, while in the other side all the town centers are still on, so that's the difference of having or not having the siege. And the siege is killing in the middle, so the Viper is winning this game by having sig runs. That's really just it, man. Doubt bought all the time he could with the raidings, but the deadly blow is coming here from the Viper with siege run. Ouch. I don't know what Tato is about, he's just slinging probably, making a few guard towers. This guard tower here will be able to kill the British archer from the max. I see no answer for all those siege here. Doubt's now even adding barracks, and he seems to be attempting to push Vilis with halberdiers and rams. So he's changing the Slavs into the cavalier civ to the infantry and siege one, and Tyrant, they are not being able to deal with the Viper alone. What if Doubt joins the equation? So really bad. This is really a bad map. I don't see how people could trade here. They would have to kill it all and try to make a few markets. It won't work. Tato is doing a great job here with the guard towers he's buying to sacrifice this gold. He knows that if he sacrifices this gold for his teammates, they will just finish the game. And to be honest, I just believe that Tyrant, it's more a matter of violent processing that they lost here because there's nothing else to be done. The sig runs from the Viper changed the game when they took down the town centers and when they were massed to push the max. So sig runs were quite something, and I cannot blame Vilis because he wasn't supposed to follow the same economy as Doubt, which used it in a great way to spend horses and raid everyone. So great play by Doubt, great draft decision by Tyrant actually. They let the Slavs, one of the strong civilizations, save it for the last game. Who was the MVP for you this series? The MVP? It's hard. In my opinion, considering both teams, the MVP was the Max. My opinion. He was a key player on game 2. He was a key player even on the games that Finland lost. He played really awesome, so MVP in my opinion was the Max. Okay. Tato was the only one to pass the 100 villager mark. Technology-wise, Viper went for a 28-minute Imperial Age, while the Max had a 30-minute one. I believe that if the Max had the same Imperial time as the Viper, having the heal bonus would be great deal for Finland there. They wouldn't have been pushed back and could be keep pressuring, so this 1 minute also made the difference, but it's not the Max fault in my opinion. He went for Feudal Age and later for Fast Castle actually. He went for Feudal Archers and still did Castle Age in 18 minutes, but it's not possible to go Imperial faster than a guy that was going for a Fast Castle. He was more prepared indeed, so I don't know. And guys, Tato, high villager number, great game. The Max had most of army during all the game until the very end, but he couldn't use it, and having the biggest army wasn't effective since Viper could keep actually mirroring him and even using skirmishers, so basically that was it.